What if I told you that the real danger is not in wanting wrong, but in not knowing what you want? What if every chance at a miracle only revealed your inability to choose, your unresolved hunger, your impulse to speak without thinking, until what was once a blessing becomes a source of ridicule and regret? Breathe, because this story is about you. You may never have realized it, but the great turning points in your life, a rare opportunity, a stroke of luck, that unexpected chance, often fall apart, not by chance, but by the stumble of your own desire. There's a tale spread across cultures around the world, almost always known as the Three Wishes. In it, a poor couple is given the right to choose, literally, 3 fulfillments by a magical being. They could ask for gold, health, land, or happiness, but they fall into the trap of every wish. They confuse what is urgent with what is essential. The first of them, distracted, speaks aloud his desire for a simple meal. A sausage bread, anything banal the stomach demands when the mind can't decide. There you go. The most precious desire is gone, consumed by immediate hunger. The other, overcome with rage at seeing such rare luck wasted, impulsively shouts, "May that sausage stick to your nose," and the magic is performed without hesitation. Now, in addition to frustration, there is humiliation. Only one wish remains, and through tears and despair, all they can ask for is to undo the damage, for their nose to return to normal, for the sausage to disappear. Everything goes back to the beginning. The couple remains poor, and now even more empty. Think about it. How many times have unique opportunities been returned to sender because you confused a passing fancy with what really matters? How many hasty words have led you to dead ends, irreversible situations, consequences that silence or one more thought would have avoided? The tale of 3 wishes is not a fantasy of luck. It is a mirror of impulses. It shows that when we don't know what we want, the mouth speaks before the heart processes, and life slips away between small desires, big angers, and decisions that never come back. The story always begins the same: poverty, want, need. A couple lives counting coins, saving every scrap, looking at life with the weary gaze of those who never receive anything on a silver platter. They don't know the taste of choice, only the weight of survival. On an unusual day, at an unlikely moment, a powerful entity appears to them out of nowhere and offers them something no one in that village had ever seen. 3 wishes, 3 requests, whatever they were, would be granted. Easy money, sudden health, healing for old pains, profound changes, all were within their reach. Have you ever dreamed about this? Have you ever imagined what you would ask for if some power or fortune gave you carte blanche over life? Maybe money, a great love, fame, eternal health. But here, in the power to desire anything, the first problem appears. True desire rarely emerges in those who have always lived in a hurry. And the first voice that comes out of the couple's mouth isn't from their head, but from their stomach. Ah, how nice a nice meaty sausage would be to eat right now. Before even thinking, desire becomes flesh. Literally, a sausage appears on the table. What happened here is more than folk humor. It's a portrait of the daily lives of millions. You, in the rush of the day, using big opportunities to resolve small storms, leaving the essential for later. Realizing they're victims of their own hunger or impulse, the couple feels shame, anger, and regret. The fantasy of abundance becomes a joke, squeezed by an ancient emptiness. You expect so much from a miracle that when it arrives, you only think about what can quickly fill it. But the story doesn't end there. The second wish reveals an even deeper layer to how we deal with desire and frustration. The couple, wide-eyed, stares at the newly discovered sausage. The chance to become rich slipped away along with the impulse. Anger surges. not from without, but from within. The spouse who didn't mention the food shouts, "Well, if you were going to ask for nothing, at least let that sausage stick to your nose." The next instant, the magic again doesn't hesitate. Sausage hanging from the nose, grotesque, impossible to remove. Here, the fable touches on the second error. Anger drives desire. Instead of silence, prudence, and mutual consultation, emotion explodes, and the spoken word becomes an order to the universe. It's about unprocessed rage, about speaking without thinking, about losing the precious thing out of primitive revenge, about destroying the other just because one's own interests were frustrated. How many times have your actions, or those of someone you love, been driven by impulse, not reflection? How many great opportunities have become the subject of a silly argument, a pointless war, just because someone spoke before swallowing their anger? In real life, we're like this too. We lose loves, jobs, and opportunities because our mouths, trapped in resentment, say things they shouldn't. In the heat of the moment, we give magical orders so that those who hurt us suffer in kind. And when the words materialize, everything hurts even more. This second part of the story reveals, when we are given the power to perform miracles, we act like stubborn children, wanting to correct someone else's mistake with our own. Which brings us to the climax. Now there is only one wish left, and the couple is even further from happiness than before the promise of a miracle. The couple, now desperate, looks at all the misfortune created by their own loss of control. What was supposed to be a dream has become a nightmare. Happiness has left their mouths. Luck has slipped through their noses, and only shame remains. One last request remains. The two look at each other, argue, and cry. Everything they had thought to ask for now seems impossible. Love has become humiliation. Treasure has become a source of contention, and time has become the enemy of true desire. Deep down, fear begins to take over. What if we mess up again? What if we ask for the impossible and lose what little we have? What if, by trying to fix the disaster, we make life even worse? Here, the paralysis of those who have already failed twice manifests itself. The fear of making a mistake makes desire shrink to the only thing they long for the sausage to come out of your nose, for everything to go back to the beginning, and so the magic dissipates. There are no more chips left to play, no more gifts to compensate, no words to undo what was said. The couple ends as they began, poor, frustrated, but with a story that speaks more about them than any wealth could. How many times, after making bad decisions, has your last choice been to just fix the past? How many times have you not wanted to conquer, create, or change, but simply to return everything to normal, erase embarrassments and undo knots created by pride or impulse? The story reveals here the secret of many wasted destinies. It is not the world that lacks miracles. It is the lack of self-knowledge that prevents any lasting happiness, even in the face of the impossible. After the last wish dissolves, the couple comes face to face with reality. They are the same, but now they know everything about you that they were trying to ignore. They discover that desires that at first glance seemed banal, food, small comforts, revenge, immediate reparation, take up more space than they dreamed of admitting. And furthermore, that the mouth, when it opens before the heart hears, does not what the soul needs, but what haste demands. The tale of the three wishes became a legend because it reveals the secret of human failure. You don't know how to ask for the right thing because you haven't yet recognized what's essential. Life plays tricks. It offers miracles in times of distraction, and we return them with waste. Words are magical. They create, wound, bind, liberate. And in the story, each word becomes an order. Each impulse becomes life. Many of us also have desires, but we don't listen to ourselves beyond the noise of quick hunger and ancient anger. The ending isn't punitive. It's lucid. The couple is left unchanged, but now they can laugh at themselves, learn, perhaps hope that the next miracle will find someone less eager to respond. What about you? The next time you desire, will you let hunger, envy, or pride speak first? Or will you be able to maintain silence until true desire emerges? In the end, the 3 wishes was not written to humiliate you, but to warn you. Life always delivers miracles alongside your own lack of preparation. The couple didn't lose because it was bad, but because they didn't know how to be silent. Wait, listen to what is true desire, and not just fleeting appetite or undigested anger. The story echoes in all our lives. How many times have you had a real opportunity to change, a job, a reunion, a reconciliation, but wasted your desire on revenge, gluttony, or gross impulse? How many times have you wasted a golden opportunity with words spoken in the heat of the moment, requests made in fear? How many loves turned to heartache because you were too quick to claim, too slow to reflect? The story asks us, be careful what comes out of your mouth, both when asking and when speaking. Learn that silence is powerful, that urgent desires almost never reveal future victories, that the magic of life requires self-knowledge first. True fortune is never getting an easy request, but recognizing what would truly satisfy your soul's hunger, and only then saying it. And when one day, by chance or luck, your 3-wish moment arises, may it be your mouth, but also your conscience, that finally responds. If this story provoked you and made you look at your own desires and hasty words, subscribe to the channel here. Activate the bell to receive the next stories, each with new lessons on what to keep quiet, what to truly ask for, and how not to turn miracles into boycotts of one's own destiny. Share this video with those who constantly complain about their luck, with those who speak before thinking, with everyone who turns small losses into tragedies and miracles into jokes. Tell me in the comments, what was the most thoughtless wish you ever fulfilled? Have you ever realized that you wasted an opportunity just because you didn't know how to keep quiet or choose correctly? What lessons can you learn for the next requests you will make of life? I'm here reading each story, hoping that next time you won't just order a sausage, but something that truly nourishes who you are and who you can become. Until the next story, until the next wish, until you discover that your greatest power lies in the silence between one impulse and the next.